Hello guys, so we are welcome with our new problem, which is of heart level. The question is from Uber dataset. So in this question, it is said that some forecasting methods are extremely simple and surprisingly effective. So from first line, we can say the question is about forecasting methods and data comparison or data analysis of this question. So naive forecasting is one of them. So it is said that naive forecasting question. So we can say it has asked us to solve the problem for naive forecast. So in the next line it is said that to create a naive forecast for distance per dollar defined as distance to travel, monetary cost. First sum the distance to travel and monetary cost values monthly. So in first step it is said that first sum the distance to travel and monetary cost value monthly. So first, I have just selected this data set and I have created a table and inputted the data. So now the data contains this. It has request ID, request date, status, distance to travel, monetary cost, and driver to client distance. So in first step, we have to sum the distance to travel and monetary cost values monthly. So we can say in first step we can select first we have to select month, so we can say date format of request date. We need month, we can say we can take month and year for the better understanding of the users. So if we try this request logs, so we have get the 2021, we have got the months and year format of the whole timestamp. So now we have to, in question it has asked us to sum the distance to travel and monetary cost monthly. So we can say can aliasing as month, or we can sum the distance to travel, or we can sum the monetary cost. We can aliasing the distance to travel as distance to travel, or monetary cost as MC. Now if we run this, we have got the error which says okay. So if we have applied the aggregate function, so we have to group by. So we will use group by. If we use the aliasing of the date format, it will run perfectly. Okay, now we have get the sum of monetary cost. We can rename it as sum of distance and MCS sum of monetary. So first we have just taken out the sum of distance to travel and sum of monetary cost as the our first step. So in first step, apart from the sum, it has said that to create an A forecast for distance per dollar defined as distance to travel by monetary cost. So we have to divide the distance to travel by monetary cost after grouping it. So I am aliasing is as M. Okay. So after aliasing, we have to first taken out the month and we have to distance to travel of some distance divided by some monetary. So now we have our actual value in. So in question it is said that this gives the actual value for the current month. So we have now the actual value. So after that it is said that for the forecasted value use the previous month's value. So for previous month's value we can say for previous or the for next month's value we use the lag or lead function. So for finding previous month's value we will use the lag function. So I am again aliasing this and aliasing as k. I made this on a second time subquery. So we will take out the month, we need the actual value, and after the actual value we have to find the previous month's value from the actual value. So we will use the lag function, lag window function. We'll use the right actual value over, we'll just order by the month. So now we have the lag value, the previous month's value. So in question it has said that for the forecasted value is the previous month's value. So now we have find out the forecasted value. So I guessing it as forecasted value. Okay. So we have just find out the previous month's value as forecasted value. So in next step it has said that after obtaining both actual and forecasted values, calculate the rule mean squared error. So we have to find out this. This is our final step. So we can say we have to use this formula of square root of actual minus forecast. So we have to find out this. First, we will minus out the actual minus forecast. So now I am again making it as a subquery for time. Uh, we can say as t, and we have to take out the actual value minus forecasted value. First, if we have minus the, we are getting the null value because in the previous month's value, first is always will be null because first data of month has does not have previous months. So we will just minus out from there if we have the actual value, not the null value. So we will say where forecasted value is not null. So now it has skipped the first row because first row have the forecasted value of null. After minusing it, it has said that formula is we have to find the square. For the square, we will use the power function. So we have just write out the power function. After power function, we in the formula we have the mean. So for finding out the mean, we use the average in SQL. It gives us the average of all the rows because we are not partitioning it by anything. So now we have average of all the values. After average it has said that find out the, after mean it has said that find out the square root. For square root we will write sqrt, same as the problem statement. So now we have the our answer. We are aliasing it as RMSE, and In problem statement, after finding it has said the report the RMSE rounded to the two decimal places. So now we are to make it to two decimal places. So we will just write round comma two answer. So now we have our answer which is of 2.34. So we have solved this problem by using the subquery process. We are making four subqueries for finding out the